Good morning, and it's just about moving day. I think I've been in this part of the canals for a few weeks now, and it's really about time that I moved away from this area, otherwise I may get in trouble with the CRT. Hopefully not, because I will be moving now, heading southish on the canal. I'm going to be going a couple of miles up the canal. I'm going to take the car first and see if I can find a mooring spot near a bridge, because obviously I need to move the boat near a bridge so I can get the car there. And just makes it a bit easier, because at the moment I'm still working, not for long, hopefully. And my plan is to find a fairly isolated mooring spot so that I can start, as promised in last week's video, to treat some of these rust spots that I've got. Not going to do them all straight away, going to work my way into it, figure out the best way of doing it for me, and that'll be the subject of this week's video, plus a few other surprises hopefully. I've got to where I'd like to moor. It's a bit busy, although there is one spot that I might be able to use, as it looks like there's other people not actually in their boats, so I might get away with that because I'll be making a fair amount of noise, which is why I want to do that. Just be considerate, that's all I'm trying to do. Oh, this is turning out to be quite a trek. Just coming up to about 3 kilometres, and the original spot that I was looking at, which is just over halfway to where I actually going to moor, looked really good. Space for about 20 cars parking. However, there was not very good boat mooring, so decided to carry on past that where my car actually is, and I'm going to moor there. Hopefully the spot will still be there by the time I get there. I got back to the boat just under 3 kilometres to where I left the car. I had about 4 boats go past in that direction, and there was only one spot where my car is. So I've made an alternative. If that spot is not free, it would mean going up 4 locks or down 4 locks, not sure which way it is, and there is space to moor the boat in plenty of spaces up there. There's quite a nice long run there. So just untie the boat and then we'll be off. And here we go. It's about 1.5 miles or so, or 3 kilometres, to the locks. And I think my inclination is to actually go through 4 locks and then moor up there. Let's see how it goes once I get there. So I had a fantastic day yesterday. So my daughter and her family, my grandchildren came along. One is still a bit young to realise what's happening, but he loved watching the wildlife, the ducks, the swans, even the sheep along the side. My granddaughter, she's just gone 4, and she absolutely loves it. So hopefully many more visits in the future. I forgot to mention my granddaughter's got a really sweet name for me, so she can tell the difference between the granddads. My name is Grandad Boat. Absolutely love that. Such a sweet and loving little girl. I do love going under bridges. None of them are the same. Everyone's different. Some are much lower than others. Some you could get a bus under. Although the bus would get wet, of course. was a bit close. Boat coming around the corner on a blind bend. And a boat moored just there. Missed him by about an inch, I think. The moored boat, that is. I'm just coming up to a bridge where I considered stopping. So it's good parking, good mooring, and the name of the place is Brickyard Lane, I believe, or Brickyard Bridge, something like that. And after walking past, I can see why, because there's a brickyard next door. You can taste the dust in the air. Breathe it in, it's not very pleasant. And as soon as we get past this bridge, don't think I'm going to be able to show you in the video, but there's a fine dust across the top of the water. So I decided I won't be mooring here. I'm going to go further up, as I said. Yeah, I don't think it's showing up too well on the camera, but maybe you can hear the machines in the background. It's just behind that edge. In a few moments we're going to be going past some CRT workers. They're just hammering in some new Armco to repair the towpath, and as I showed you in past videos, they'll be filling in behind that, and eventually that'll become some really nice mooring. Gunning the engine there. It's a bit of a sandbank that side, a bit narrow. Just going past the workboat. Managed to keep it going. I don't know if you can hear me above the noise. These guys are, well, must be 100 yards behind me. That's the noise of their hammer banging the Armco into the bed of the canal. Right, have I got a story to tell you? I am doing these locks and I'm really happy that I have done. There was a lock keeper on duty, and he informed me that these lock lights and all the way up to somewhere called Marston Doles is going to be on restricted movement, so it's only open at certain times of day. Plus this pound that I'm in now between locks is a good, I'd say 14 inches down, which means there's a very good chance of me grounding out, so I've got to try and keep in the middle while the lock keeper goes up and lets some water through from pounds above to raise the level here so that we don't ground out. I can already feel that I'm sticking there. Yeah, I'm free. There you go, you can feel the boat rock as it comes off. So essentially I've got to try and stay in the middle of the pound where it's deepest while he lets some water through. So I need to try and stay stationary Here's a quick shot of the Armco to show you how low that is. As I said, the water should be just below the horizontal Armco, so you can see how far down there is, a good 14 inches. I'm just through the third lock, and this pound between 3 and 4, believe it or not, is even lower. Another couple of inches lower at least. I'll just show you the sides, you'll see what I mean. As you can see, the mud showing through. And then we get to the other side, and as I said before, it should be just below the horizontal Armco. Very low, so I'm staying right in the middle. So it does get very tricky when it's like this, low water levels, because ideally you want to stay in the middle where it's deepest. Now we've got a boat coming down from the lock that I want to go in. Obviously they'll let some water in, which will help, but I will still need to get as far over to the side without grounding as I can to let them pass once they come out. And with the way things are going, we're not predicted rain for a significant rain for several weeks. This situation is only going to get worse, so I think I'm going to have to change my plans and get through the locks at least past Marston Doles, which is about four locks away. I think it is 4 or 5 locks. And I'll do that either probably tomorrow. I'll try and get through there. I think the restrictions start tomorrow between 10 and 2, so I'll make sure I'm there for that. I'll still try and do some of my rust spots, and hopefully I'll be showing you that in a few minutes. And as you can see there, they're letting some water out now from that lock. Just going to raise this pound for maybe an inch or two, which will help of course, but it's still dramatically low. I don't think I've ever seen a pound this low. I'm still floating, which is what counts. I just got through those 4 locks, and I'd just like to say a massive thank you to CRT volunteer Bill. Your help was enormous, very useful, so thank you. And thanks for the information as well about the locks restriction on movement, which I'll be looking out for tomorrow as I move up the locks. I just wanted to pull over and figure out where I am, because I've been going, just trying to get through all the locks because of the restrictions starting tomorrow. Now I've got through, I think it's 6 locks so far. I've got about 2 more to go before I get past Marston Doles, which is where I want to be, because then I'm above the locks and I'm going to be less restricted on where I can move and when I can move. That's the plan anyway. So I'm actually going to stop here because it's a short walk back to the locks and beyond that where my car is parked, and I'm going to bring it a little bit closer and then again move it again tomorrow. So I'll do my best to do some of the rust improvement project I've got going. I know I keep promising it, but the plan is to do it. Right, let's get the engine turned off and I'll go back and get my car. Well, that day certainly did not go how I had planned it. It's 3:45 now, and after walking 5 miles I've worked out today to pick the car up twice, I'm absolutely cream crackered, and I'm not going to do anything else today. I will be up early, however, because I think I'm going to sleep very well tonight, and I'll just set things up for doing the rust. I might do a little bit, we'll see how it goes, and then I want to be heading that way to the locks. There's actually 3 locks 3 locks I've got to go through. My car's already parked up there just past Marston Doles, and hopefully I'll get through them quite early. My plan is to leave here after 9:30, 9:45, because the locks open at 10. The last one through is at 2 and they officially close at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to say good night for today, or good afternoon, get something to eat, have a nice hot shower because I'm going to have plenty of hot water all the moving about I've done today, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's around about 9:30, just before, and I'll be starting the engine soon and setting off. Now, I understood that the locks were closed until 10. A boat went past me towards the locks at around about 8 o'clock, I believe it was. So they're either queuing or they got through, so I guess I'll find out. Now, I don't know if you can see behind me there, if I just move out the way, the water is absolutely flat calm. I can hear a owl in the bushes there, and not a breath of wind. All the trees are absolutely stationary, and it's due to be quite cloudy today, or 27 degrees, and getting even warmer tomorrow, 29 tomorrow, so I'll be safely moored up by then. Now, for today I was thinking about doing some of the rust spots because I've got time, or had time I should say. I'm not going to do that before I get to the new mooring spot because my power station is not very well charged. I'll be doing that, charging that as we go along, but I can show you the equipment I've got to do that. Now, there is one bit of piece of equipment that I have not got, which I believe I've got one in the car, so once I get up there to the mooring I'll go back and have a look for that. I've got a grinding wheel there, as you can see. Now, I'm using these what they call flap discs. It's where there's like sandpaper, but it's like overlapped along the way, and I've got a whole disc of them, various grades from about 40 up to 120 grit, so I can start off by getting off the worst and then smooth it off. And I've got this disc here, which is also a strip disc. Now, that'll take off paint, take off rust, clean welds. I'm not going to do any welding, but at least it can do that if I need to. And over here you may have seen a rust converter, and that's an all-in-one. It converts the rust from rust through to something that isn't rust, and iron, basic back to iron, and it also provides a cover of paint all in one. It's not going to look very pretty to start with, but at least it will be done. And the last thing that I need to get from the car is a face mask, because I forgot to buy some of those. The boat is pretty much prepped. All the solar panels are down. I just need to drop this canopy. I think I'm going under 1 or 2 bridges, so I want to make sure that it's safe. Start the engine, and then once that's warmed up we'll be off. Right, I'm all untied and ready to go, so it should be a very pleasant short cruise. Didn't forget to do something. Okay, I'm back. I forgot to plug my power station in so it gets charged as we go along. So the sun's not going to be very strong today, so it's going to be cloudy most of the day. The first lock is only around this bend, 100 yards up or so, so I'll see you there. And here we go, the first lock of the day. It looks like I might be getting a little bit of help. And the lock was in my favour, so I didn't have to empty any water out. I just opened the gates. Thank you. good timing there. Getting some help at the lock there. Could just drive straight in, they did the locks for me. Unfortunately, all the way along the canals now, you can see signs of low water. As you saw in between the pounds when I was going through the locks yesterday. I mean, that was particularly dramatic, but that was because boats were moving through the locks and emptying them. But just generally on the canals, it's a good 4, 5, 6 inches down, depending on the lock usage, I guess. I'm just trying to get through these next 2 locks, and then I'll be on a long stretch. It's maybe 10 miles long that is lock free, so I'll be able to move up that way. Although the next bridge where I can park my car at after Marston Doles is maybe 7 miles away, so that's either a heck of a long walk or I order a taxi. As I understand it, there's a roughly 12-mile section of the canal that I'm on right now, the Oxford, that has got restricted movement for boats. I'm not 100% sure where it starts and finishes, but I'm roughly in the middle, which is not great really. I need to try and get through all of this. It's supposed to be cloudy all day, but the clouds are thinning out and the sun's coming through, making it very hot and humid. There's no wind to speak of. It's picking up gently now, but I don't think it will be much. So I'm going to quickly dive inside, get my hat, and hopefully nothing will come around the corner. Right, here we go. Thankfully my hat was close by. That's better. Now I don't believe there's any boats in front of me. The reason that is important is that if they go through, then I have to fill the lock up again to go into it. And if any boats pass me coming the opposite direction, that's fine too, because then the lock will be ready for me to just go in, like the first one I went through. So I should be set fine for the next 2 locks to go through. So that means they'll be set in my favour. Perfect. As we go through this bridge, number 118, just have a look at some of the brickwork. I can actually see daylight through the brickwork. Ooh, looks a bit dodgy. Looks like it might want to fall down at any point. Just not on top of me, please. Huge cracks there. There's some bigger ones down the side which you couldn't see. Phew. Well, I'm glad that was okay. In the distance I can see the lock, and there is a boat just coming out. I'm hoping that they will leave the gates open for me if they see me. Then I can just go straight in. Ah, looks like they might be leaving it open for me. Yeah, looks like they are. Some person's getting on top of their boat, ready to pull away. Excellent. It looks like I might actually get lucky as well and somebody help me with the locks. Don't know if they'll be able to do them all, but maybe they can close the gates at least. So whoever you people who are helping me, thank you. It does make a big difference when you're on your own. Did get some help there at that last lock. The lady very kindly did everything for me, so I didn't have to get off. Now it looks like there's some feet there at the lock up ahead. Hopefully looks like they might be coming down, which would be handy again. So I'm just going to pull over and go and see what the situation is. Yeah, there's definitely a boat coming up there. Down, I should say. Yeah, the lock's just being emptied at the moment, so perfect timing. With a bit of luck, I'll get somebody to do the gates and water levels for me. Although my luck can't hold out all the time, can it? So I'm just walking the boat up to this bollard so that I can tie it off. It looks like I'm straining a bit, which I am. My boat does weigh 20 tons, you know. Okay, about to come into the last lock for me, and then I'm going to moor up, hopefully, if I can find a space. It's quite a pretty lock. Just going under a bridge, and my car is actually parked just a few yards from this bridge. And unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to be doing this lock myself, which is fine. I don't mind. I've just got to brave the slimy sides of the lock. You can see those ladders there. That's where I need to get to. Yeah. It's not so much the walking along the side, it's the bit where your bum touches the side. So I've now got dirty green marks on the back of my pants, and no, I'm not going to show you, at least not while I'm wearing them. Well, this was the result of me doing that lock. Guess I'll be washing these later. And notice I always have one hand on the boat in case I slip. So up to the ladder. Loosely tie that on. Now you can't see it because the camera's pointing the wrong way, but some people will step across those small locks or small gates. I'm not doing that because it's about a 3-foot step and I don't want to fall in. So I walk around the lock and close it that way. Much safer. One thing you got to do when you're doing the lock gate yourself is keep an eye on your boat. So start that off at between 1/3 and 1/2, just the one paddle. Then I come back just to make sure that the boat's not catching anywhere. It's floating free. It will tend to go forward. As the water comes in, it goes under the boat and swishes to the back, pushing the boat forward. That rope mustn't be too tight, you've got to keep it quite loose. So if you have it too tight, when the boat rises up, it could tip the boat sideways. In worst case, sink your boat. That's one ground paddle all the way up, and gently open the other one.
Come to check, make sure this rope isn't too tight, and it's fine because it's leaning forward. If you pull the boat back a little bit, it becomes loose again. Perfect. Waters are level. You can open the gate. And don't forget to close the paddle. And that is how you do a lock. Of course, we've got to come out and close the gate behind us unless someone's coming the other way. Somehow I've got to get over to the right so I can tie the boat up. I can't turn until I clear the lock. I'm through the locks now, and I'm just stopped on the side. There's a watering point just beyond the locks, so I'm filling up while I can, and then I need to try and find somewhere to moor, which hopefully won't be too far from here. Some of the watering points, taps along the way, you need what's called a British Waterways key. It's basically a magic key that opens a lot of things to do with waterways. And you can see where my water goes in. And a nice hose that connects to water point. Depending on the water flow of the tap, it could take anything from maybe 20 minutes to an hour, maybe more. This one doesn't seem too bad, so hopefully it won't be too long. Just for your information, this is the notice that we've been given. This one's attached to the lock. If you'd like to read it all, please just pause the video. Well, it's about time, you might say. I'm going to be doing some of my rust spots. I'm going to be filming it all. Well, I'm going to do some of it, I'm not going to do the whole lot. Film it all and show you what I do. It's going to be quite noisy, so I'll be reducing the sound level as we go along. And here is my grinder. I'm going to start with the big wheel just to get the worst of it off. Well, that is quite dramatic. Very powerful, and yes, I haven't got a mask on, but just have to make do. I'm not going to do a huge amount today. Just going to do the worst bits. I need to be careful where this goes because I've just scraped some paint off there, which I hadn't intended to. Practice makes perfect. How about that? That's a mucky job. Got the state of that already. But yeah, certainly doing a good job of getting the rust off, that's for sure. Right, I'm going to swap discs to a finer one to sort of prepare that surface a bit better for painting. Now bear in mind, this is not going to be the final finish. Just doing this so that it'll get me through winter. Still got plenty to do on the roof. So let's change discs. going to go straight to the 120 grit. Let's try this. That's pretty good. Obviously not the final finish, as I keep saying. So the next job will be to wipe it down, get some of the dust off, and then give it a spray paint. Right, here we go. Wiped it down with a cloth to get the worst of the dust off. Got my spray paint. Let's see how I do with that. Right, so that's the rust converter sprayed on. Yeah, I've got an admission to make. I confused this one with another one that I was going to buy, but they couldn't deliver it in time, so I got this one. And I didn't read the label properly. This is purely a rust converter. So as I sprayed it on, any rust that it touches, it then converts. So I'm going to leave that for a while for it to dry and do its work. I have got some black paint that I want to use, which I'll paint on with a brush. Right, that is now dry. It's had maybe half an hour, only needs 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is to apply just a coat of paint. I can actually leave it as it is, according to the tin, but I'd like to just give that a little bit extra paint to cover the surfaces that I've rubbed down. And then next year, probably, if I'm being realistic, will be when I can tackle the whole roof, sides, and do it all properly, because I'll have the time once I'm living on board to do all of that sort of thing. So for now, I'm just going to fix little bits that stops them getting any worse, and we'll see how things go over the next year or so. Right, let's get the paint. As you can see, it's black. I'm just going to apply a little coat over the surfaces that I've rubbed, as I've said. Of course, it's going to be a little bit patchwork for a while, but I don't mind that for now. Wow, I'm actually quite pleased with that. Yes, it's not perfect, the finish, but it's certainly dealt with the rust that I was getting there. And all of these bits here, I'll show you a close up. All of these bits here, you can see there's like a little furrow. I have left that deliberately because that will need filling once I do the whole lot properly. Another bit there, but essentially that is done. So as promised, I did get some rust repairing in at the end of the video. And if you got to this stage, thank you for watching, well done. It's been quite a long one today. And don't forget to have a look at the memberships if you would like to know more about it. On the front page, click on the join button and that will give you all the information you need on there. Any other questions, please just drop them in the comments below. Now I think I'm getting a bit hungry, so I'm going to get a takeaway tonight. Well, when I say get a takeaway, I'm going to make a takeaway. So I'm going to make takeaway chicken curry. It's my version. Normally that is my go-to recipe when I go to actually get a takeaway from the Chinese. That is one of my favourites, Chinese takeaway chicken curry. I'm going to be showing you how to make that on my other channel. I'll show you a picture of it at the end of this, but I'll be making it on my other channel, One Pot Tiny Kitchen. So please flick over there and have a look. Thank you very much, take care, and I'll see you next time. This is looking just like I buy them. I absolutely love this dish. Just look at that colour, superb. A bit more chicken on that side. Yum.